Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I want to talk to you guys about the dark side of trading and the stuff that nobody mentions in your trading journey. So before we get started, I want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Sven. I've been working alongside Radu for a long time now. I basically work behind the scenes to make sure that everything in his community goes smoothly and without any problems. So that said, let's dive right in. So the first thing I want to talk about is that trading takes years to master. Oftentimes we're really impatient when it comes to trading. We see doctors take 5 to 10 years to finish their medical school, and they won't even make a lot of money when they first start out. But in trading, people oftentimes give it 2 years, and if they don't make tens of thousands of dollars within 2 years, they'll quit. They'll say it's either their mentor's fault or their courses or the strategy's fault. Traders often tend to switch strategies within 2 weeks and then blame the course or the mentor or the video or whatever for not being profitable. So what I want to say is that trading takes years to master. You have to be able to practice your strategy 1,000 times. You have to backtest 1,000 times. You have to stop looking for a holy grail. Because at the end of the day, trading is nothing more than a regular skill set that requires a lot of practice. We blame our courses or mentors, even though we have not mastered our strategy or our concepts, or we have no perception of what session we should trade or what time frame we should trade. So that's the first thing that I want to mention. Trading takes years to master. People oftentimes forget this and think that if they're not profitable within 2 years, that it's not worth it. Trading is a skill set that allows you to make unlimited money once you truly understand it. Like if you get your edge under control, if you get your psychology under control, you'll be able to make an unfathomable amount of money. But you will have to stay consistent and you will have to practice a lot. So secondly, I want to mention this. You'll lose a lot. People often underestimate this, but losing is not a bad thing. We have been taught that we should associate losing with bad and winning with good. But in trading, it is, I don't want to say the opposite, but in trading, that is not the case. Because trading is, first of all, a game of probabilities. So oftentimes, if you take a loss and it met your plan, it is a good trade. You don't always have to have a reason for a loss. And secondly, if you do have a reason for a loss and you look back at it and you find that reason and you find ways to improve to avoid that from happening in the future, you'll learn from it. So it's actually a good thing. You have to find the benefits to losing a trade, even though there's not always going to be a benefit because trading is a probabilities game. Taking losses is often perceived as a negative thing, but in trading, it's really the only way to make progress. The only reason that profitable traders are good at that strategy is because they've taken hundreds of avoidable losses. And over the years, they've learned to filter out the perfect trades. And that is why they're doing so good, and that's why they're doing so well, and that is why people oftentimes blame their strategy if they do not find profitable trades every single day like their mentor does, even though they've only spent 2 or 3 weeks trading it, whereas their mentor has spent 4 or 5 years trading it. So that's what I want to say, is that you will lose a lot and you'll learn from it, but don't quit after a couple of weeks because your mentor is catching winning trades and you're not. Okay, next up is stress. Trading is stressful. It truly is, especially if trading is your only source of income, which I don't recommend. I think trading should be a main source of income, or it could be a main source of income, but you should always have something to rely on in case something goes bad, in case you have a losing month. Trading is not only stressful because you don't have stable income, you can also lose money. You can also lose your funded account. It's performance based. Whereas if you had a 9-to-5 job, no matter how bad you felt, no matter if you were sick or if you didn't feel like showing up, you would always get a paycheck. You would always get a stable paycheck week after week, month after month. In trading, that is not the case at all. Trading is 100% commission. It's 100% performance based. If you have a bad month, there will be no paycheck. And in fact, you'll probably lose some money. Trading is really stressful. And if you do trade full time, I recommend you have at least 6 or 12 times your monthly expenses saved up, not invested, but actually saved up so that you can access it whenever you need to. In trading, a bad day means bad performance, which causes a lot of stress. And in your 9-to-5 job, if you have a bad day, you'll still get paid the same amount because 99% of people get paid by the hour and not by the job. So next up is that trading is lonely and boring. And it truly is, because in trading, you're all by yourself. You don't have anyone to talk to unless you have a trading partner. But 9 out of 10 times, you either don't have a trading partner or you'll talk on Telegram or Discord or whatever, which is not the same as talking to your real life colleagues at your 9-to-5. So you have to understand that trading is lonely. trading is a boring game, because essentially all you're doing is looking for patterns, and you're repeating and you're entering every time you see one of those patterns. And that's all you're doing. And if it is exciting, you're doing something wrong, because trading is not supposed to be exciting. If it's exciting, that means you don't have your emotions under control, and that means you're gambling. In trading, you're also the only one who's responsible for the results. If you have a bad week, or if you have a bad month, or a bad, I don't know, couple of months, you don't have anyone to count on. You're the only one who's responsible for it, and you're also the only one who you can talk to about it, because the other people won't understand. People who work a 9-to-5 job, they won't understand when you tell them you've lost, I don't know, 5% of your account. They'll be like, maybe you should quit, maybe you should do something else. So it's really lonely, and it is really boring. And if it's not, then you're not doing something right. But with all that said, I do still think that trading is wonderful. It provides an insane amount of opportunities if you have the patience and the determination to make it in trading. Before I end this video, I want to give you guys a couple of tips. First up, don't push yourself. Don't tell yourself stuff like, I'll be funded in the end of 2023. That'll only put pressure on you. And whenever you have a bad month, you'll find ways to make up for that, and you'll switch strategies because you said you wanted to be funded by the end of 2023. That's just not how it works. You have to set goals such as, by the end of 2023, I will have logged 500 trades. I will have backtested 2,000 trades. I don't know, I'm just naming some random examples here, but those are the actual achievable goals. Those are the goals that will not only not put pressure on you, but those are the goals you can actually work on. Because let's say you only have a couple of months left till the end of 2023, and the market just doesn't provide any opportunities, even though you know your edge is profitable because you have traded it for a long time. Then what? You'll be beating yourself up for not making your goal, not achieving the funding goal you have for the end of 2023. You should focus on goals that are actually attainable, such as the ones that I just mentioned. By the end of 2023, I will have backtested 500 trades, and I will have backtested my exact strategy, and I'll know exactly what pairs I want to trade and what time frame I want to trade, stuff like that. That's what's ultimately going to make you profitable in the long run. And don't push yourself to achieve stuff that is not possible. When I just started out trading, I used to put goals on myself, such as, I'll be profitable within 3 months and I'll be funded 200K by next year. Obviously, I didn't make that because I was only trading for 6 months back then. And this was back like 4 years ago when prop weren't really a thing, and I wasn't really trading a strategy. I was just, pressing buy and sell. But still, you got to be realistic, and I certainly wasn't. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys to please not make the same mistake. So with all that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be posting a lot more from now on. I'll also be hosting a couple of live sessions. So if you're interested in that, make sure to join our free group. We'll talk more about it over there. And I wish you guys a lovely day.